Hello everyone, welcome you all in my YouTube channel Ravi Sir Biology. And today's session, as we have started 10th standard first chapter, so today's session will be for 10th standard, and the topic today is respiration. This is a part of life processes chapter first. Respiration. What is the process of respiration? Let us clear. Respiration is a biochemical process in which oxidation of organic substance will be taking place and energy will be produced. So this is a biochemical process which helps in the formation of energy by the oxidation. So this is let's see how it works and how the energy will be produced, how many types of respiration is there that we have to study in this session. So respiration, there are two types of respiration. The first is called aerobic respiration, and the second is called anaerobic respiration. What is aerobic and anaerobic respiration? Aerobic respiration is a process in which the respiration in which oxygen is used is called aerobic respiration, and the process in which no oxygen is used is called anaerobic respiration. So we can write the theme of this: O2 present and here O2 absent. No oxygen anaerobic, oxygen present aerobic. Two steps are the two types of respiration are there. So how function this works in presence of oxygen and how the respiration occurs in absence of oxygen, let us see. The first thing about it is the first step of, there are two steps as I told you in the beginning only. Glucose C6H12O6 that breaks into pyruvic acid. This break into pyruvic acid. Two molecules of pyruvic acid, it is called pyruvate. So these two molecules of pyruvic acid will be broken down from glucose. This is glucose. And this breakdown, it doesn't take place in a single step that the glucose breaks into directly two molecules of pyruvic acid. No, it doesn't. It's not a very simple process. It's a 10-step process. The breakdown of glucose into pyruvic acid is not a single state reaction, but it will take place by 10 steps, which we have to study in 11th standard when we study about biology, respiration in plants. So this 10-step process by which two molecules of pyruvic acid is produced from glucose is called glycolysis. This process is called glycolysis. This is the first step of aerobic or anaerobic respiration. This is the common step in both the aerobic and anaerobic type of reaction. The next segment, the pyruvic acid in presence of oxygen in mitochondria, the process will be happening. Means mitochondria is present in the cytoplasm, so we can say this take place in the mitochondria is a part of is a cell organelle. So these two molecules of pyruvic acids breaks into water, carbon dioxide and 38 ATP energy. 6 molecule of carbon dioxide, 6 molecule of water will be produced. So this will be the energy which was the requirement of respiration actually, and these two are the byproduct. So a plant or the animal, whatever the organism is, it perform aerobic respiration by two steps, and these complete process is called biochemical process, which happens, glucose breaks into two molecules of pyruvic acid. This process is called glycolysis. Two molecules of pyruvic acid gives 6 molecules of water, 6 molecules of carbon dioxide as a byproduct, and the requirement 38 ATP energy. So we can say 1 molecule of glucose gives 38 ATP energy. So this is called aerobic respiration. What happens in anaerobic respiration? Let us see with the help of the same reaction. The first step of this respiration will remain same, means this 6,6H12O6 that gives 2 molecules of pyruvic acid and the process is called the same process, glycolysis, means breakdown of 2 molecules of pyruvic acid from glucose. This is glucose, and this will be the result. But the process is remain left, it is not yet completed. So what will be happen then? In the next step, remember, absence of oxygen will be there. Absence of oxygen, and this process happens in, suppose it is happening in an organism which is called yeast, the unicellular fungus. I am making it in the box so that the thing will be remember. So this yeast is a single cell organism which perform anaerobic respiration, and by the help of anaerobic respiration it gives 6 molecules of CO2 plus a very small amount of energy, and this is just 2 ATP. And this is we call anaerobic respiration. So what is difference between the complete reaction? The main difference in complete reaction is from here till here everything is remain same. I'm comprising these both the reactions. Here presence of oxygen, here absence of oxygen, and it is happening in the mitochondria. And this is happening in the yeast cell, single cell fungus is called yeast. And the byproduct is 6 molecules of carbon dioxide and 2 molecules of ATP. This will be the product. This 2 ATP molecule will be utilized by the organism as they are required really very less amount of energy. And this is the difference between aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Another thing, sometimes this anaerobic respiration takes place in human muscles also, and this is one of the most important question of the board examination, anaerobic respiration in human being. So let me clear it. Let me write the heading first. Anaerobic respiration in human. Anaerobic respiration in human. So in human, anaerobic respiration takes place in their muscles when they perform vigorous physical exercise. When a human being perform vigorous physical exercise, that time, actually what happens, I'm telling you, let me clear it. The more you need energy, the more oxygen is needed. And oxygen supply will be depend upon the rate of your breathing. So the rate of breathing is normal, the normal amount of energy will be released. And if you are working hard, you require good amount of energy, and that good amount of energy will be produced by good amount of oxygen also, and therefore we need to work really hard and that time we need very good amount of oxygen. Therefore our breathing rate will be enhanced, our breathing rate will be very very high. That time the anaerobic respiration will be occurring. How it will be occurring, let me clear. This takes place in the human muscles. Basically in our muscles it happens. Suppose we are working very hard, we are taking oxygen very fast because we are needed the breakdown of glucose very fast, so that very fast amount of energy, good amount of energy will be released. This time when we are working very fast, very faster breathing rate will be there, but there is a limit of breathing of ours. The lungs have its own capacity of inhalation and exhalation, and afterward it will not work. And after this time, if the energy is required beyond the limit of breathing, that time the muscle cells basically of our thighs, it starts respiring without using oxygen, and this is called anaerobic respiration. So what will be happen in anaerobic respiration if a human being is performing during vigorous exercise? So the reaction will remain same, the very first step will remain same, C6 H12 O6 will remain same, and 2 molecules of pyruvic acid will be done. The pyruvic acid will be produced, and the process is, you are knowing very well, this is glycolysis. Glycolysis is a process by which this glucose breaks into pyruvic acid, 2 molecules of pyruvic acid from 1 molecule of glucose. This is happening. This is a very common process here also, here also. What will be happen to the next one? In the next step, oxygen will be absent, and in muscle cell it happens, muscle cell. So what will be happen? The byproduct of this will be lactic acid plus a very small amount of energy, which is just 2 ATP. So the byproduct is being different from the byproduct of anaerobic respiration in the East. So we have seen 2 types of aerobic respiration. But what happens when a human being is performing anaerobic respiration, means no oxygen, and then energy will be produced. What happens? The process is glycolysis is remains same when it happens in absence of oxygen in muscle cells of our body. That time lactic acid will be produced, and this lactic acid accumulated in the muscle cell, and which causes severe pain in the thigh. You would have seen the athletes, the sportsman, usually they are running very faster and suddenly something happened in their thigh and they are just choking. They stop running, they stop activity of their life during the game period only. What happens? They are working very hard, they required more oxygen for breakdown of more glucose, and their lungs are not capable enough to give very good amount of oxygen that is required for the appropriate amount of energy to be produced by the breakdown, and that's why that oxygen amount will not be sufficient for the aerobic respiration. During this time, vigorous exercise required more energy, and that will be produced by anaerobic respiration, and this anaerobic respiration will be produced a byproduct. This byproduct have an adverse effect over the muscles of our body, and this accumulation of lactic acid cause muscle cramp, which is very, very important for the board examination. Muscular cramp. This muscular cramp occurs, and then a person is not able to work as it was working earlier for a while, and that time don't you try to shake your muscles, because again your muscles will start working while moving. Again it will require the process of oxidation, the process of respiration, and if again it will required respiration, again it will produce anaerobic respiration byproduct lactic acid. More accumulation, more pain, and therefore we need certain amount of energy by taking Glucon-D or anything like that, so that we consume good amount of energy and we feel comfortable, and gradually let it be relaxed. After some time itself it will be better. So this is the side effect of muscular cramp. Let me explain what I explained today in Hindi. I said respiration process क्या है, तो organic compound जब ऑक्सीडाइज होता है तो कुछ स्टेप्स में, सीक्वेंस में हमें कुछ प्रोडक्ट्स मिलते हैं. ये है ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड ग्लूकोज, जिसका ब्रेकडाउन होता है 2 मॉलिक्यूल पायरुविक एसिड में, और इस प्रोसेस को कहते हैं ग्लाइकोलिसिस. जब ये दो मॉलिक्यूल पायरुविक एसिड का जब ऑक्सीजन के प्रेजेंस में जब माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया में जाता है तो इस प्रोसेस को कहते हैं सेलुलर रेस्पिरेशन, क्योंकि ये सेल में हो रहा है इसीलिए इसको सेलुलर रेस्पिरेशन कहते हैं। सेलुलर रेस्पिरेशन में 6 मॉलिक्यूल वाटर का, 6 मॉलिक्यूल कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड का, 2 बाई प्रोडक्ट मिलेंगे और 38 अमाउंट ऑफ एनर्जी मिलेगा। तो ये है एरोबिक रेस्पिरेशन। पहला स्टेप सेम होता है जिसको ग्लाइकोलिसिस कहते हैं, चाहे वो एरोबिक हो या एनारोबिक के दोनों टाइप्स हो, ये सेम होता है। जब एब्सेंस ऑफ ऑक्सीजन में जब ये प्रोसेस होता है तो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड के 6 मॉलिक्यूल्स और 2 मॉलिक्यूल्स एटीपी मिलते हैं, इसमें 2 एटीपीज मिलते हैं ये एनारोबिक रेस्पिरेशन में। इस मॉलिक्यूल में वेरिएशन लग सकता है, शायद ये 2 मॉलिक्यूल कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड के 2 मॉलिक्यूल्स भी हो सकते हैं, और ये कंप्लीट प्रोसेस ईस्ट में होता है जो कि सिंगल सेल फंजाई होता है। नेक्स्ट है एनारोबिक रेस्पिरेशन। कभी कभी ह्यूमन में भी होता है। अब ह्यूमन कब करता है एनारोबिक रेस्पिरेशन, ये क्लियर कर दूं मैं। जब हम बहुत ज्यादा वर्क करते हैं तो हमें बहुत ज्यादा एनर्जी चाहिए होता है। बहुत ज्यादा एनर्जी कब मिलेगा, जब बहुत ज्यादा हम ऑक्सीजन लेंगे, मतलब ब्रीदिंग तेज होगा। इसीलिए जब हम कोई फिजिकल वर्क करते हैं तो हमारी सांसें तेज होती हैं, तो ब्रीदिंग तेज हुआ मतलब ज्यादा ऑक्सीजन सप्लाई हो रहा है। तो ज्यादा ऑक्सीजन सप्लाई होगा तो फिर क्या होगा, ज्यादा ऑक्सीजन सप्लाई होगा तो ज्यादा ब्रीदिंग रेट हमारा होगा। लेकिन हमारा लंग्स का एक लिमिट है, उस लिमिट के बाद वो ऑक्सीजन की सप्लाई नहीं करता है, और उससे भी ज्यादा हमें ऑक्सीजन चाहिए हो और हमें ऑक्सीजन ना मिले, उस समय जब हम कोई फिजिकल वर्क कर रहे हैं बहुत हैवी, उस समय हमारा मसल एनारोबिक रेस्पिरेशन करने लगता है, एनर्जी का अमाउंट बनाने लगता है। उसी को एनारोबिक रेस्पिरेशन इन ह्यूमन मसल्स कहते हैं। कैसे होता है देखते हैं। ये प्रोसेस पहला स्टेप सेम होगा, पायरुविक एसिड बनेगा, और ऑक्सीजन के एब्सेंस में ये मसल्स में जब ये एनारोबिक रेस्पिरेशन करेगा तो लैक्टिक एसिड बनेगा और 2 मॉलिक्यूल एटीपीज के बनेंगे, एडिनोसिन ट्राइफॉस्फेट के मॉलिक्यूल्स बनेंगे। लैक्टिक एसिड जो बनेगा, ये लैक्टिक एसिड जब हमारे मसल्स में एक्यूमुलेट होता है तो बहुत ही तेज पेन होता है, ऐसा लगता है कि कुछ टांस सा पड़ा हुआ है, बहुत ही स्ट्रेच जैसा पेन होता है। वो एक्चुअली उसको कहते हैं मस्कुलर क्रैम्प या मसल क्रैम्प कहते हैं। वो मसल क्रैम्प होता क्यों है, क्योंकि हमारे बॉडी में इस लैक्टिक एसिड एक्यूमुलेट होने लगा। मसल में, बॉडी में नहीं, हमारे मसल में लैक्टिक एसिड एक्यूमुलेट होने लगता है, और जिसकी वजह से हमें ये प्रॉब्लम होती है जिसको मस्कुलर क्रैम्प कहते हैं। अब मैं 1 से 2 मिनट में और रिकॉल करूंगा कि ये एक क्वेश्चन बोर्ड्स में कैसे आता है। तो एक रिएक्शन जो है वो कॉमन सा रिएक्शन है, इन तीनों को मैं एक साथ कोऑर्डिनेट कर रहा हूं इस रिएक्शन। आई हैव kept in a single reaction here in this box. Here in this box, this process is common in all 3 reactions, so I have made it once in the reaction. This glucose breaks into 2 molecules of pyruvic acid by the process of glycolysis. This pyruvic acid will be broken down in presence of oxygen. When oxygen is present in mitochondria, 6 molecule of water, 6 molecule of carbon dioxide and 38 ATP energy will be produced, which was the requirement. When these 2 molecule of pyruvic acid breaks in absence of oxygen, and when it happens in single cell fungi, which is called yeast, ethanol will be produced, 2 ATP energy and carbon dioxide will be produced. So this is a process in which ethanol, the wine source, will be produced, and this process is called fermentation. So there may be a question, what is fermentation? So we will design anaerobic respiration in yeast, and this will be called fermentation. By the fermentation, so many reactions has been made and the industries are working over it. Now the third one, when pyruvic acid breaks into in absence of oxygen in human muscle, lactic acid will be produced and 2 ATP energy will be produced. This lactic acid, as a byproduct, produced an accumulation of this lactic acid that cause muscular cramp, which is the biggest problem of athletes. This is called muscular cramp. Athletes usually they are working very hard. The sports fans are working very hard, and suddenly they are feeling too much pain in their thighs, basically in the muscles, because of accumulation of lactic acid, which is called muscular cramp. So this is all about the aerobic respiration and its types. In the next video, we will talk about respiration in plants and animals. Have a nice day.